and you're playing against, I don't know, let me pick out Neil Sullivan, right?
Neil Sullivan.
I don't know where that's come from.
Why
Well, he
Neil
used to play for
Sullivan?
Leeds. He used to play for
Neil
Leeds.
Sullivan?
He used to play for Leeds, right? I don't know where that's come from, right? But you know Neil Sullivan for last 5
I'm not
penalties.
know that,
Two
mate.
to his.
I'm not
then
going to
you
know
should-
that.
Well,
How am I
that
gonna know
sums
that?
you up.
How am I going to know that information?
Sums
I'm
you up.
playing.
Sums you up.
I'm playing.
Yeah, but you know the penalty taker for when you go out to play. The penalty is
Pickford
designated
should be
penalty
allowed the
taker.
information before the game, like the player is. The player's allowed the information before
Yeah,
the game.
that's fine.
Once the game starts, Pickford should not be allowed to go and look at his water bottle
Why
5
not?
seconds before
Why
he's
not?
about to take a penalty. Because it's unfair advantage.
Jay,
I'm not
come
having
on,
it.
mate.
No,
You've gone
think
soft.
No, I'm not. It's not about going soft.
You've gone soft.
I think it's
mate.
an unfair advantage, and it needs to get knocked on the head. I'm sick of seeing these goalies go over and they've
What do you
got
mean sick
a
of seeing
a
it?
whole water bottle.
Why does it
full of
bother you?
information.
Yes, and that's good preparation.
Oh, good
It's good preparation,
Do me a
mate.
favour, good
Yeah.
preparation.
What? Okay. What about penalty shootout? You often see the come out with a bit of paper. No, you outline that penalty shootout
I
as
don't
well.
agree with it. Not having it.
So you're not allowed to have any information.
I used to have an iPad. Ben Foster done it to me
Yeah.
at Wembley when I missed.
Oh, there we go. Have we got there? We finally got there.
No.
That's the reason why.
That's not the reason.
But finally got there. The Ben Foster knew exactly which way you were going to go. He's got you, summed you up, and got you down. And there we go.
No. Listen, penalty shootouts.
Hold on,
different
let's go back to
because
Ben. Let's go back to Ben
the
Foster.
game stops. The game stops. Penalty shooouts different because everyone can come on the pitch. They can come on the pitch. Why have you got? He's got a baby. We've got props. He's got a baby. No, it's unfair. It's an unfair advantage.
Winding the baby. There you go. There you go.
I just don't think it's
okay,
right.
Jamie.
I don't think it's right that during the game, in the 90 minutes, that they're allowed to have the information on the water bottle. After game,
I don't
penalty
think
shootout's
anyone's gonna
different. The
agree with you.
assistant manager can come on, can have his iPad, whatever.
Yeah.
He can feed you the information. Need 5 penalty takers.
Right.
Blah blah blah. Fine. And because the players can do the same. This is where the keeper goes. This is where.
Well, then you should have the information.
This is where he goes.
You should have that information.
We can't have that information.
You should have had that information about Ben Foster.
Yes,
Maybe you'd have scored.
Okay, forget that. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about tonight. The penalty taker, he scores. It's a really good penalty. He can't get any information because he's on the pitch. Good evening and welcome to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. I'm Jamie O'Hara. Over there, Jason Cundy.
Has anyone seen Marcus Rashford?
Harsh?
Yeah, harsh, mate.
Yeah,
And I was
very
struggling.
harsh.
It's a bit dry.
Very harsh.
That's all I've got.
Arsenal look like they're capitalising on Liverpool's downfall. Solid win and a performance yet again. Could they be Champions League winners this season? 03 717 22 33 44. Erling Haaland. He scores again. He's got 16 goals this season, but they've gone and bottled it last minute. Eric Dyer scores a pen.
Wow.
Anyone at Tottenham just turns over Man City. It's unbelievable. Elsewhere, Barcelona, they lose at home to a weakened PSG side. Frank Lampard's Coventry are on fire as well. They smash Millwall at the Den. European action doesn't stop on talkSPORT. We're looking ahead to 3 live commentaries as well tomorrow night. Get involved in the show, though. If you watched a bit of footy, give us a call. 03 717 22 3344. Whoa! Hello, mate.
Yo,
how are you?
Yo. You all right? You good? You well?
I'm great. Yeah. I'm good.
Champions League comes thick and fast, mate.
It does.
Thick and fast.
It's been flying at us over the last couple of days, and it's been a decent standard, to be fair. Look, mainly we watched the Arsenal game because they're the big dogs at the moment who are playing well. What did you make of the performance?
It was one of those get out the way. I thought there was good value for the victory. It was one of those until the second goal. They've been gooners sitting there thinking, "Come on, just don't." But Arsenal don't concede goals, mate. They don't concede.
I thought
goals.
Olympiacos done all right in the second
They did,
half.
but huffed and puffed. You get a lot of this, right? And I know I spoke to you definitely last season, probably the season before and the season before that. You get a lot of teams that like Olympiacos where they get so far, they get the edge of the box, and then when you're looking for something a little bit different, a little bit special, they don't quite have enough.
Yeah.
And Arsenal do. And that's where the difference is. Gorka, the goal, by the way, he looked actually, it's the best I've seen him play, Gorka, I thought. His movement looked good, he's sharp, strong, robust. It wasn't until they got the second goal, Arsenal, where the points truly in the bag, but they were good value for it. They're a problem, Arsenal, mate. They are a big problem. They're a problem for Liverpool. They're going to be a problem for everyone in the Champions League.
They'll bottle it. They always do.
I don't know, mate. I just feel that victory against Newcastle at the weekend is you look back over the season, you go, wow, remember that game? It might be one of those. Do you remember that game? That's where
I didn't think Arsenal were that great tonight.
They didn't have to.
I thought they were all right.
You know
I thought they'd done the job. Saka makes it 2-0 at the end, which makes the scoreline look a lot more flattering.
But tonight, you don't win the Champions League tonight.
You know, Olympiacos, as you said, they weren't great going forward. Getting the final third, and they kept messing it up. But I thought they'd done all right second half.
They did, and they caused
lacklustre from Arsenal. If I'm honest,
they caused 1 or 2 problems, but 1-2-0, mate. And they didn't concede. Arsenal, when they get the noses in front now, generally they're hard to peg back. Arsenal, they are. They're a problem. Liverpool know it. Everyone in the league knows that they're a problem. And this year, I just wonder. And I've said,
when you say a problem, what do you mean?
I mean a problem because they are right now. And I predicted them the last 2 seasons to win. And I predicted them this season to win the.
Yeah, but you keep saying that. But I think you just say that because you want it to not happen. So you say, oh yeah, they're going to win the league, and then when it don't happen, you go, see.
Jam, I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah,
I'd love to be proved wrong again, right? But I just feel that this is their time. This is their year. They've been building. If they don't win it this year, it does feel a little bit like when will they win it?
I'm not that convinced. You're very convinced about Arsenal.
I have been for a number of years. They come up short.
Well, you've been wrong. You've been 100% wrong over the last 2 seasons. You're 100%. They won nothing last year.
But I don't think Liverpool were brilliant last year either. If I'm honest, Liverpool have been meh again this season. Yeah, they're top of the table, but you look at the performances. Arsenal there's just a little bit more about the whole body of work that Arsenal put together right now that I feel they are better placed right now to go and win the title. Now, the Champions League's different because you can have a bad 10 minutes and lose the Champions League. That's totally. You don't have a bad 10 minutes and lose the Premier League. If you're good enough, you'll win it. Champions League's different. Arsenal will be there or thereabouts, mate. They might have a bad refereeing decision. There might be a bad decision defensively. But over the course of this year, Arsenal go deep in this competition, and they're going to go very, very close. I think they win the Premier League, and it's up to Liverpool.
Mate, what's going on with you, by the way?
What do you mean?
What do you mean they're going to win the Premier League? And you nearly said they're going to win the Champions League.
No, I think they go deep in the Champions League. I think they will. They are good enough, mate. They are. When everyone's fit, they're a problem. What are you laughing at? Why are you being nasty?
No, I'm not being nasty.
Just
I'm just,
Spurs.
you know, what?
No, listen. Do you know what your problem?
No, but
right? You can't see beyond. I'm a Chelsea fan.
Hey, we had a good result last night.
I would hate nothing more than that Arsenal win anything, right? But come on, be fair. You're not fair, are you?
I'm very fair.
Well, be honest. Are they a problem?
Well, I think they're a good side. I think they're a decent squad, and they've improved it.
Decent, just decent.
They won nothing last season.
I know they didn't.
So, like,
You're right.
You're sat here like they've done the double, and they're going into this season on fire.
No,
like, they're the third favourites for me in the Premier League.
Well, they're not. The bookies will tell you they're the favourites.
But that's absolute
just
garbage.
Well, don't blame
how can they be favourites? How? Please tell me how Arsenal can be favourites when they haven't won the Premier League since 2015, 2012?
The bookies don't look at that, do they? They look at the teams.
I don't care what the bookies look at.
Well, how often are they wrong?
Oh, what was it? 04? They haven't won the Premier League since 2004. What gives them the right to be favourites over Manchester City?
Well, Manchester City
and Liverpool have won the league and spent 500 million improving the squad.
What you've seen so far, who do you think's going to win it?
Liverpool.
Think Liverpool good, do you?
They're top.
Mate, honestly, that if you come down from Mars and you saw the league table, you go, wow, look. And then you saw the games, you go, yeah.
Well, I feel like you live on Mars pretty much your whole life.
Well, I'm just telling you what I think, mate. They're a problem. And I hate saying it, but I'm being honest here.
A problem? Arsenal, they're Arsenal. They're a good side.
You can't take your Spurs hat off, can you?
No.
There's no
Spurs hat on here.
Go on.
Arsenal.
Yeah, go on.
They're Arsenal. Right?
What's that mean?
It means that they're a good side, good squad, decent players.
Yep.
You know, they've got themselves back into a good position in terms of being able to be there or thereabouts.
Right, okay. Right.
I don't think they're going to get it over. I don't think they win the Champions League. I don't think they win the Premier League.
The Champions League.
There's better teams than them.
I don't know if there are better teams. Who's better this season?
Liverpool.
They've not been better, mate.
They're top.
No,
they're top. They beat Arsenal.
Yeah, but
they beat Arsenal.
We both saw the game.
Yeah, they beat Arsenal.
You've both seen the game, though, right?
What was the score?
Yeah, 1-0. I know the game. I know the game, but that doesn't mean the best side doesn't always win. There wasn't much to other than the Szoboszlai unbelievable free kick. Nothing to choose between them. I hope I'm wrong, Jay. Don't give me evils.
Do you think PSG are a better side than Arsenal?
Yeah, probably.
All right, well, there you go then.
Well, they're not in the Premier League.
They're in the Champions League.
Well, of course, that's a different. That's different. We beat PSG. We battered PSG.
What's happened to you this season?
Yeah, we're unconvincing last night.
Stinkfest.
Unconvincing. Another red card.
Yeah, love a red card.
Stack them up.
Mate. You are racking up reds.
Stack up the reds.
You're not winning the Fair Play Award this season.
No, we're
it's
not.
Gone.
No, well, who cares about that anyway? What'd you get for it?
What?
What'd you get for the Fair Play Award?
Don't know. Spurs won it 1 year.
Isn't
I think
it the worst award ever in football?
I think the Fair Play Award is, probably
Isn't it like the most improved player when you were 10? Isn't it that? Got to give someone.
Most improved's a good trophy.
It's not, mate.
What do you mean?
No, the most improved player is always the worst player on the team. It's true, Jay. It's true.
You must have won that every year.
Jay, every year. But you know what I mean? Most improved. Who's the lad that kind of, turns up, gives his heart, gives everything? Can't play. He's got no football brain. Most improved player. There you go, little Billy.
Little Billy.
It's true.
That's harsh. Just on Man City. Yeah. They threw it away really. 2-2 against.
See, that's what I mean. I don't see City right now anywhere near the level where Arsenal are going to be at the end of this. I just don't see it. I don't know who Man City are. I genuinely don't know what they look like. And there has been a lot of change. In fairness, there's been a lot of ins and outs. They've had to. They really started the rebuild last January, didn't they?
Yeah,
that's when it started. Mamouche came in, one or two others, and he hasn't quite got it right yet. But when you got Haaland up top, you expect those 2 goals for them to be enough, especially in latter stages. And then they go and shoot themselves in the foot. They concede goals. Liverpool concede goals. Arsenal don't. Arsenal don't concede goals, mate.
Right.
I sound like an Arsenal fan, don't I?
Yeah, you do, yeah. It's actually annoying me.
It's more annoying me and all.
Yeah, like, can you shut up? Yeah. What are you going on?
I know.
About?
Stop, yeah.
Honestly, you're a Chelsea fan.
I know. No, I'm annoying myself. Move on. Go to a caller. That's what I want to talk about.
Let's go to an Arsenal fan. Aaron, all right, Az?
All right, Aaron.
Yeah, how are you, Jamie? Jason, you good?
I'm all right, Az. Look, what do you make of it tonight?
Look, we were blistering for the first 20, 25 minutes, but we didn't get our second gear. And I'm kind of torn between what you're both saying, because I feel like if we do reach the standard that people are predicting us to reach, then we could challenge for the treble. But I err on the side of that I don't think we'll reach them heights, because if you get into the last 10 games of the Premiership,
You say treble. You say treble.
Look, if we reach those heights, we've got the squad that if we get to the heights that everyone's talking about, then we should challenge for the treble.
Yes, there's some go. No two teams ever have done it in English history.
How about try and win one?
I don't think we will. I don't think we'll win anything, because I wouldn't fancy us in a semi-final against a Liverpool or a City or a Barcelona, and I wouldn't fancy us with 10 games to go if we're in a battle with Liverpool, because 3 seasons ago we had the formula, but we didn't have the squad or the know-how, and we bottled it. Now we've got the squad, but we haven't got the formula. We've got the squad, the players, but we play a negative style. If you think back to the top teams, the Liverpool, the Cities, the Barcelonas, they move the ball so much quicker than we move it.
Mm.
And I just don't see how we'll break down these teams now that we're known as a good team. We had that element of surprise 3 years ago, but that's not there anymore now. And I just feel that if you think back to our big game goals, Real Madrid, Declan Rice, 2 free kicks, 2 set pieces at the weekend. Man, the Bernabeu away, it's counter-attacking football. It's all the space in behind for Martinelli and Saka to run into. We're not the best team at breaking teams down anymore. We used to be. But now we need teams to come onto us so we can run in behind and use some pace.
Yeah.
We don't concede goal. Here's the thing, Aaron. I'm working backwards, really. I'm looking at the goal. I'm looking at Liverpool, right? The goals they've conceded in all competitions. Okay, they're conceding. It's not uncommon for Liverpool to concede 2 goals a game, right? It's not. They do it quite a lot actually this season, right? I'm looking at City, the same again. I'm not convinced. Defensively, you are the best defence in the country. And I think that's where I'm working from. Because you'll score goals, you'll create chances.
They've conceded 3 goals this season.
Arsenal.
Mm.
In all competitions.
Yeah.
I think it is 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I've got my league table. So they've conceded a goal in the Champions League or the League Cup, right? So it's 3 goals. Also. Liverpool conceded 7, right? In the league alone.
But they beat Arsenal.
I know, but I saw the game, but they weren't better than Arsenal. They got the free kick. It was a brilliant free kick. That's what can win your game sometimes. I don't think that's. Look, maybe I'm wrong. We'll see.
Listen, thanks for your call. Loads of Arsenal fans get involved. Do you want to have your say? Man City fans as well. You're disappointed with that result in the end. It's not quite clicking. 9
Liverpool conceded in all competitions this season. Arsenal 3.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Right, that's what I'm going.
All right, have your say. 03 717 22 33 44. You're listening to the Sports Bar talkSPORT. Me, Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. We're going to hear from Eddie Howe after his side smashed it in Europe this evening. 03717 22 3344. But first, Arsenal continued a good form with a solid 2-0 win against Olympiacos tonight. Here's how it sounded here on talkSPORT.
Now Arsenal will break themselves. Gyökeres turning inside the penalty area, and it's going to be... Oh, Martinelli puts it in off the post. Coutinho with the delivery. Oh, brilliant save from Raya. That is a stunning stop to deny Podence an equalising goal. Saka again through the goalkeeper and in to seal the victory. 2-0 to Arsenal. A much changed team. No real change to the pattern of play or the result. And it's 2 wins from 2 at the beginning of this Champions League campaign.
Let's go to Rob, who's an Arsenal fan. All right, Rob.
All right, Rob.
Hello.
All
right, Rob.
Rob. What happened?
Rob?
Hello.
All right, Rob.
Hello. All right, guys. How you doing?
All
You're
right,
both legends, by the way.
Thanks, mate.
And no, you both are. I've got to agree with Cundy. It's Jay. You're totally right. And you're going to probably think that I'm overstepping the mark, but I haven't been this excited as a Gooner since 2006 when we was robbed in Paris, right?
Mm.
But I think that we are getting very close to being the best team in Europe. That might be an overstatement.
Well, yeah, it is.
But I think we are.
You've never won in Europe.
Very close.
You've never won the Champions League.
I know we haven't won the Champions League. We should have won it in 2006 if our keeper weren't sent off. I know we didn't, but then neither did you.
We won the Europa League last
Shall I
year.
sit this conversation out, then you two can row about like two...
No, I get it. You're excited. You got a decent squad. I didn't think you were great tonight, but you got the job done.
No, I didn't say we was great tonight. But
what makes you think that you're going to be the best team in Europe?
Because we've got everything in place. Arteta's been there. I've been pro Arteta since he came in, and the team and the team.
So you lot are going to be unbearable, right? Honestly, listen. Look, I'm bigging you up here, right, Gabby? Right, and I think, listen, you're a good side. You're a really good team, and then you come on saying you could be the best team in Europe. I mean. What are you going to be like if you win the Premier League or the Champions League? What are you going to be like?
It was a good trophy.
Do you know what?
It was a good trophy last season, Rob. You beat Real Madrid.
But do you know what, right? They are
it's a great trophy.
But the best team... You've gone there, Gabby. Do you know how ridiculous you sound?
I'll be dancing.
No, but do you know how ridiculous you sound by saying we're on the way to being the best team in Europe? Do you know how ridiculous that sounds?
No, I think we are. I think we're on our way. I think we've got everything there in place.
No, but there's no humility. You've not won the Premier League since 2004. You've never won. You haven't won. Was it the Cup Winners' Cup back in 90?
Until you win something, can you?
No, but you can't say you're the best team in Europe. That's the whole point.
I didn't say we was the best team in Europe.
Well, you're saying you're on your way. You're on your way.
We're on our way, yes. We've got the building blocks. Everything's there.
Ridiculous. Why don't you just say, look, we're in a good position to go and win the Premier League? But you can't. Now you want to go beyond the Premier League.
Yeah, why not? Yeah. What are dreams made for?
No, but you're talking at the back of your head.
No.
Yeah, but you are, matey. Come on. Come on.
I know it's just this.
On the way to be the best.
No, listen.
But you're a good. I told you. Listen, you're a good side, and I think you'll win the Premier League this season. You got as good. But then come on and say the best team in Europe. I mean,
let's go to Gabby, who's an Arsenal fan. Gabby.
All right, Jay. Hang on, let J and J. I'll pull over. I'm on the old Forest bike.
You're on the bike.
Listen, you two, right? Have it right. Speak to someone that's been to the game tonight, gents. I'm thinking, is this going to be a clickbait show to talkSPORT again tonight with you two? Which you absolutely, especially you, Jay, Mr. O'Hara. But I'm going to say this. Little Ted Hayford tonight, 13 years old, which is his first ever Arsenal game.
Yeah.
And it might have been tedious and hard to watch, but for him, he's had the night of his life.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm looking at a lineup thinking Arteta's got two lineups now. He's got a European lineup, which will grind out results, and then he's got a lineup for the Premiership, because that's how he's geared up. And the long and short of it is, it wasn't fantastic tonight, very gritty, but that's another clean sheet, and that's another win. And we didn't go to Norway. Cundy, mate, we've had 90 years of nothing of Chelsea. As I said to one of my friends born in 2001, Chelsea, he's never seen bad times with Chelsea. So at the moment, he's crying. He's crying because he's seeing how bad Chelsea are.
World champions, though.
Yeah, but Jay, let's be honest.
No, but I know, but it always softens the blow.
There's no history for 90 years. Yeah. There's no history for 90 years. And now you've got history. And Mr. O'Hara, we know there's definitely no history of you lot, mate. Wow. Come on.
Plenty of history, mate.
And the thing is, right...
We won a trophy last season.
You know what, right? Here's the funny thing, right? Back in 1970, we've got more history...
Oh, no one cares about your
in Europe than Arsenal have ever had. 1970!
Was that when you were still playing? When
he was on the bench.
1970. The problem is, right, so here's what Gooners are like, right? You give them a little bit of praise,
yeah.
They start getting all cocky, right?
Yeah.
Their history in Europe is nothing short of a disgrace. It is.
Yeah, I know.
They've won one cup, Winners' Cup, right? Someone's going to throw into Toto at me, or there's not, or whatever it might be. Their history in Europe, mate, it's shameful, actually. It's shameful. You won... Your history in Europe
is good.
In the last 40 years is better than theirs has ever been. It's in their higher existence.
Yeah. No.
And then they come on giving it, we on our way to be the best team in Europe. I mean, you can't, honestly, I might want to retract that. You give Arsenal a little bit of credit and you get absolute numbskulls coming on like that. You do, though, don't you? They're a good team, I've said to you. But then you got, what was his name, Gabby?
Yeah.
Gobby Gabby phoning up.
Gobby Gabby. Let's go to Wayne. Market Wayne, he's Arsenal fan. All right, Market Wayne.
All right, Wayney.
Hello, boys. You all right?
All right, matey. How are you?
Yeah.
See the game?
Good. No, I'm at work, so.
All right.
I was phoning just on your comment, Jamie.
Go on.
You were saying about Liverpool being favourites because they're top of the league, but this weekend, if Cundy's mob take anything off Liverpool and we win, we'll go into the international break top of the league.
Right. Does that make you favourites?
So no, but you're saying Liverpool are favourites because they're top of the league.
Champions.
Yeah, but that it doesn't make them favourites.
Well, it does in my mind. I mean,
if you look at the form.
What form?
Arsenal are
what
playing
form? I'm looking at the form. Liverpool are the top of the league. Liverpool are the champions, and Liverpool spent 500 million on the best front four probably you're going to find.
They're not.
And whose transfers are gelling more at the moment?
All right. Well, Liverpool top
until this weekend.
But that's this weekend. At this moment in time, you're not the favourites. You can't be the favourites. You ain't won the Premier League since 2004.
The bookies. I
don't care what the bookies say.
Jamie,
you beat the bookies, didn't you?
I'm just telling you.
You're sitting there saying that we're not the favourites. It's not us that are saying we're favourites.
But you're phoning me up saying you are the favourites.
I'm not saying that. I'm asking you if you'll say the same next week if we're top of the league.
No, I don't think you're favourites.
Like you're saying with Liverpool.
I don't think you're favourites. If you win it, then you've won it and you deserve it. And then next season, I'll probably go into it and say Arsenal are the favourites because you've won the Premier League. How can you be the favourites to win the Premier League when you ain't won it since 2004 and you're not the champions?
It doesn't matter when we last won it. You're looking at form this season.
I'm looking at the form. Who are top?
We're playing better football than Liverpool.
Who's top?
By one lucky free kick.
Who's top?
Lucky free kick.
Who's top?
Well, that's what I'm saying, Jamie. Will you say that
Who's
Arsenal
top?
are favourites? Liverpool by 2 points, but they won't be after this weekend.
But, okay, right now, Liverpool are the favourites. They've won. They're top of the league, and they won the Premier League last season.
Arsenal?
What?
Will you say the same next weekend if Arsenal are top of the league?
No, I won't.
You can't do it, can you?
No, I won't do it.
There you go, Cundy. There you go.
No, Wayne, look, don't listen to Cundy. I'm telling you straight, mate. Arsenal can't be the favourites until you've won the Premier League.
talkSPORT bet 6-5 Arsenal favourites.
I don't care.
talkSPORT bet.
I do not give a monkey.
talkSPORT bet.
What the favourites
Don't pop at me. Right?
I don't care.
Don't start raising your voice at me.
Wait,
talkSPORT bet 6-5.
Arsenal need to win the Premier League to become the favourites. You can't be favourites if you ain't won it. You ain't won it since 2004, so you can't be favourites. Liverpool have won it.
Bet 65.
They've got the T-shirt. They wore it last season. They deserved it. They won it.
talkSPORT bet.
So they're the
65.
favourites. When Man City win the Premier League next season, I'll say Man City are the favourites. Because they're the winners.
talkSPORT bet.
Honestly,
No, I'm just telling you that. Jay, talkSPORT bet 65.
Am I talking garbage?
Well, you don't have to have won it to be a favourite.
No, you do.
You don't.
No, you do.
Liverpool didn't win it, right? For how many years? Liverpool didn't win it for since 19 whatever it was.
Yeah.
Right? They went and won it. They went and won the Premier League for the first time in like a generation, right? There only been a point where they were favourites in that title race, and they went and won it. 6-5 talks.
Arsenal ain't won it since 2004. I can't make them favourites.
Well, that's...
And anyone who keeps saying that Arsenal are the favourites, they're talking
Okay,
talking
are you
nonsense.
saying talkSPORT bet talking garbage?
TalkSPORT bet talking garbage. All right? Simple as. Don't care. They sponsor the show. I'm saying right now they're talking absolute
talkSPORT
nonsense.
Bet.
All right? They are, in my opinion, second or third favourites to win it. And in the Champions League, they're miles behind it.
Well, that's a
they're
different
miles
animal.
behind it.
Different animal.
Last year, I remember when they got to the semi-final last year. Oh my God, they were saying that's it, we're the favourites. We beat Real Madrid, we're the favourites, we're going to win the Champions League. They were the full favourite. The full favourite, in my opinion.
talkSPORT bet
They got
65.
knocked out. Gone. See you later. There was 3 better teams than them in the Champions League last season. 3. Barcelona, PSG, and whoever they got knocked out. They got knocked out by PSG. Was another team. Inter Milan. Inter Milan. All right? Inter Milan.
What about talkSPORT bet 65 this season in the Premier League?
6-5.
We have no, just saying.
What do you want me to say?
What are you saying? They're talking garbage.
Yeah, they're talking garbage. All these Arsenal. Look, they're a good team. They're a good side. I didn't think they were great tonight. I'm not off my seat watching Arsenal going, they're absolutely smashing everyone's
I
a
know,
bit.
but you don't,
Unbelievable.
You don't.
What are you talking about?
The thing is, right, I know from experience what it looks like to see my side win the Champions League. You don't, Arsenal fans don't. But what I'm saying, why are you looking at that for?
No, I'm just annoying me.
You don't win the Champions League now. This time last year, PSG rocked up at Arsenal and got beat handsomely. Right?
Yeah.
No one would have said PSG are going to win the Champions League. No one. You don't win the Champions League at the group stages, mate.
Okay, that's fine. And they're going to be there or thereabouts. They're a really good side. I'm not going to sit here and say they're favourites.
6-5 Premier League.
Yeah,
talkSPORT bet.
TalkSPORT bet talking absolute garbage. Keep your calls coming in. You're listening to the Sports Bar with TalkSPORT bet. Download the new TalkSPORT bet app today. 18 plus megambler.org. You're listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Me, Jamie O'Hara, Jason Cundy, going to hear from Arteta and Guardiola after the Champions League games tonight. Let's get back to the calls, though. A lot of people saying that they are favourites. 03 717 22 3344. Let's go to Michael. He's an Arsenal fan. All right, Mike.
All right, Mikey.
Hi, mate. I'm mates, lads. How you doing?
I'm good, mate.
I don't really want to get dragged into this nonsense chat about who's favourites, Arsenal, Liverpool, City. I mean, it doesn't really matter at this stage of the season.
No.
The one thing I will say though is that last year we had a preferred 11, right, that went deep in the Champions League, and that was the 11 that included Thomas Partey. And this season we've gone more in the style of when Arteta was at City under Pep. He had lots of options. We didn't have lots of options last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he will be prioritising the Premier League, and the squad rotation is all going to be down to prioritising the Premier League. The Champions League run great, but I think he's gone in the style of the Pep big squad style, quality squads that can go 38 games and win the Premier League.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think. Look, you've definitely improved the squad. You've got a brilliant squad now. You look at the bench tonight, players that can come on, players that will probably start the weekend. So. There's no getting away from the fact that Arsenal have improved the squad. You're a really good team.
But what I'm saying is, I just people's coming on saying we're going to win the double. I don't think they care about that. They just want to win something. And I think the most likely thing we're going to win is obviously the Premier League. And Arteta realises that, and he's going to prioritise that. And, if we go deep in the Champions League, great.
Well, I think if you do go deep into the Champions League, he's not going to be rotating the squad, is he? He's going to play his best team. Right now, in the league phase... Everyone changes the side. Everyone, rotates because you're going to back yourself to beat Olympiacos at home.
But this time last year, we were so stretched already in October, and I think he's realised that because it cost us. We drew against teams we should never have drawn against. We lost games we shouldn't have lost. We had no potency in attack for a lot of the middle part of the season, and we were just not at it. But I think he's realised, learned from his mistakes. I think. Whilst we may or may not be favourites, I think we will win the league.
Yeah, you go close. The coming weeks and months, obviously, we'll find a little bit more. I've always said 10 to 12 games. That's where you look at a team and think, what do they look like? What is that team? How can they go from this point, 11 to 12 games in? How can they go from that point to New Year? What do they look like? And at the moment, I just don't. I look at Liverpool. I just come away always feeling. That, and there's been no real evidence that I've seen that Liverpool have the ability for this season to do what they did last. That's how I'm looking at it.
Yeah, well, it conceded more goals,
right?
That's for sure.
And they're not. Now that of course can change. Wirtz hasn't quite done what he was been brought in to do. He's only had a handful of games. All right, we'll see what happens get past the not just the next one, the international break in November, and then we have a right run at it over Christmas into January. Look, there's so much. We know this league is far from. We know all that.
Yeah,
and
I'm guessing you didn't watch Liverpool last night because
I've seen the highlights. Read enough. Yes, we had a terrible game against Palace as well, right? So there's a lot of speculation. But I've seen Liverpool this season. I've never once come away feeling that they have been good enough. Every game they get late goals. Come away again, I just haven't been.
What about when they beat Arsenal 1-0?
Again, I mean, it was a draw written all over it. But it's a wonder goal, and the wonder.
Isn't that what champions do, though?
Yeah, but you keep saying that, right? But you can't keep relying on that. And
I hear you.
Eventually, what happened against Crystal Palace was coming.
Yeah,
that had been coming for weeks.
I agree.
Since the beginning of the season. First game at home to was it Bournemouth, right? 2-0 up, back 2-2.
Yeah.
And that first game of the season really has kind of summed up Liverpool. Can be impressive going forward, can score goals, will concede goals as well. And eventually they managed to, I think it was 4-2 in the end.
Yeah.
I just think Liverpool need to be better. Arsenal have a platform defensively in which one goal can win you it. One goal. I don't know whether Liverpool really, over the course, against the big dog, I don't know whether Liverpool have enough to defensively be secure in another Premier League. That's how I feel at the moment.
Let's go to Chris. He's an Arsenal fan. All right, Chris?
Saturday, boys, you all right?
All right, Chrissy. How are you?
Yeah, not bad. So I just wanted to wait. I don't want to call straight away. I wanted to wait and see what other Arsenal fans were thinking of tonight's game.
What do you think?
I just got to say, these lot need to calm down. Seriously, calm down. Listen, first off, I thought we could have been more than a goal up. But I just thought after that, it was like, it's a bit rubbish, really. I didn't think it was that great of a performance. I mean, we got the job done, but we expect to beat Olympiacos at home. We should be beating these teams at home.
Yep.
So, Arsenal fans, if you're listening, just please calm down a bit, man. The same, we're going to win the treble and all this. No, we're not. Just relax a bit, man. Relax, chill.
Calm down.
A lot of Arsenal fans are excited, Chris.
Look, listen, they should be excited. We've got a great squad. Do we have a great manager? Question mark. You know my thoughts on that. I hope we get over the winning line. I just want to win something this season. Something.
You want something big, though, Chris, right? You know, you're not talking FA Cup or Carabao Cup, are you?
No, I'm saying, give me the Carabao Cup. I'll take it.
You want that? Well, that's it.
I haven't. When was the last time I see Arsenal win a trophy? 6 years ago in the FA Cup.
No, you can't have just Carabao Cup, Chris.
I'm not saying just Carabao Cup.
Oh, you want more? You had a pop a minute ago about people saying the treble. What else?
No. Wait, let me finish. It's the first trophy you compete for in the season.
Right.
So you might as well go for it, especially with the squad we've got now. We've basically got like 2 players in each position.
Yep.
You know, tonight we had no Madueke, no Havertz, we had no Saka starting, no Eze starting. So we have got a great. Not Hain we've seen for about 5 minutes. Norgard didn't get on. We have a great squad. This has to be the time we win something. It has to be because of the money we've spent.
Yeah, I'm not sure the Carabao Cup is going to be. I hear you, though. It's the first one you can pick up, and we've seen teams do it before, win the Carabao Cup and then go and impress in the latter stage of the season. I mean, look, I agree with him, actually.
All right.
I think
Chrissy, thanks for your call. Let's go to Gordon. He's an Arsenal fan. All right, Gold?
All right, Gold.
Hi, good evening, gents.
How old are you, Gordon?
I'm not far from 50.
Why? Why'd you ask that question?
Gordon's one of those names. You don't really hear any that many.
Baby Gold?
Don't. How many Gordons do you know?
There are a lot up in Scotland, believe it or not, and some in Ireland. But I was named after my late aunt who died when she was very young. She was called Gillian.
Right.
Yeah. So just coming back from the game from Arsenal. Yeah. I let my friends call me that, by the way. But anyway, just come back from the game with my mate Andy. I went up to Newcastle with my mate John, and obviously it's going to be a bit of a come down, you know, from that. That was incredible. I mean, that was like, I think, our best performance of the season, and today was probably our most underwhelming. In terms of like what you're saying about favourites winning the Premier League, I'm not going to get into that. But I said to my Tottenham mate last season, the moment I realised that in the new format of the Europa League that Tottenham were favourites with the bookies, by the way, they were 5-1. I said, moment there's no Champions League knockouts, my fear is you're going to win that. I think we're going to find it a lot harder to win the Champions League than we are to win the Premier League this season. But this will be, unless we get an absolute raft of injuries, this will be our best opportunity, I think, under Arteta to win one of them, or certainly the Premier League.
You're in a good spot, right? You've got a great squad. You're playing decent football. Defensively, you are amazing. You can't get away from that. Defensively, you're amazing. You're there. You're going to be there or thereabouts. I'm not saying you can't win it. I just don't think you will.
You don't want. I don't want them to win it either.
No, I don't want them to win it, obviously. But I just think that when it comes to the Arsenal do this a lot, right?
No, but
they're there at the start of the season. They're fantastic. When it gets to the crunch, when it gets to the business, when it gets to the championship round.
Everyone said that about Spurs, right? Spurs.
We won the Europa League last season, right? So pipe down.
So things can change. Right? You admit that things can change.
Championship round.
No, hold on. You just admitted that actually, even though you're Spurs, you still won the Europa League, right?
No,
so things can change.
No, mate, but we weren't. Let's be honest, right? It was the worst final ever, wasn't it? You know what I mean? We played terrible Man United.
But things can change.
Well, things can change, and they're in the mix. But when it gets to the championship rounds, I just think Arsenal get knocked out.
Right.
They're not. They're not Usyk.
Okay, fair enough.
Right? That's what they're. Anthony Joshua. That's what Arsenal are. They're great. They look good. They're up there. They're in the big boys.
And then what?
And then get sparked out.
Joshua's 2-time world champion, mate.
Yeah, ages ago.
Yeah, it was okay. Yeah.
Keep your calls coming in. 03717 223344.
Shin pads are a footballer's best friend, even if players like Jack Grealish do wear such small ones you can barely even see them. But what's the story with shin pads, and are there any rules on how big they should be? It all started with cricket, actually. Cricketers had been wearing shin pads since the 1700s. They'd been introduced not for leg protection, but instead to give batters a strategic advantage. The idea was that batters could put their leg pads in front of the wicket if they missed the ball, preventing them from being bowled out. Obviously, that all changed when the LBW rule came in, but that was the theory behind them. It was thanks to this guy that shin protection made its way over to football. Meet Samuel Widdowson. He was a cricketer and a footballer. He played for Nottingham Forest back in the late 1800s, and he wanted a way to protect his legs from nasty tackles. Apparently, he'd broken his leg in a match against Sheffield United in 1874 and wanted to stop it from happening again. Naturally, his mind drifted to his other favourite sport, where players had been wearing these pads. Story goes, Widdowson cut up his cricket pads, sewed them into his socks and popped them on before taking to the footy pitch. Ta-da! Shin pads. Like all great genius inventors, everyone took the mickey at first. To be fair, he probably looked quite stupid running around with these on. But it's thought his whole Nottingham Forest team then began wearing them from 1887, and the first known use of them in a match was in 1894, in a match between Newcastle and the then Woolwich Arsenal. Eventually, FIFA clocked on that this protection was pretty important for footballers. Multiple studies have shown wearing shin pads clearly reduces the risk of players getting lower leg injuries. And so, in 1990, basically 100 years after Widdowson first put them on, shin pads were made compulsory. It became a part of Law 4 of IFAB. That's the body responsible for setting the laws of the game internationally. But the law doesn't actually specify anything about measurements of shin pads. It just says pads must be made of a suitable material and be of an appropriate size to provide reasonable protection. It's really vague, and players can get away with a lot. A lot of grassroots clubs are choosing to ban micro shin pads for obvious reasons, though, especially after a 15-year-old player from Penistone Church broke his leg while wearing them. Still no change from IFAB, though. That's why Grealish and co can still get away with these ones, which are no bigger than a credit card and which seem to offer little to no protection whatsoever.
Good evening, you are listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Me, Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Going to run you through all of tonight's EFL action as well. It's been a huge night in the Champions League though, and here is how all the action sounded right here on talkSPORT.
A chance to feed it back to Harvey Barnes in the area, number 4, and Newcastle United have got their first Champions League win.
Travelling out here, that's what we would have wanted, especially after the Arsenal ending. That was a big response from the players.
They quickly worked out where the weaknesses was, and then they made the most of those.
Is this Arsenal's time? Is this the season it all comes together?
Trossard, Saka again, through the goalkeeper and in to seal the victory.
And it's a 52nd goal in the Champions League for Erling Haaland.
But all the while, there's only one goal in it. I'm saying we need to be careful. City need to get that third goal. They didn't.
To level this game up. Can Donnarumma save it? No, he can't. And Manchester City, who've dominated this game, have been caught in stoppage time.
Yeah, decent night for English sides in the Champions League. Live on talkSPORT. Arsenal beat Olympiacos 2-0. Newcastle won 4-0. City got a point against Monaco. Let's hear from Newcastle gaffer Eddie Howe, who spoke to talkSPORT after his side's win in Belgium.
Travelling out here, that's what we would have wanted, especially after the Arsenal ending. That was a big response from the players because that was a painful way to lose that game, and the players had to dig deep and look within themselves and come out fighting again. That's what we do best, and I thought it was a really good display today. It was always going to be a tough game. But I think as soon as we got that first goal, it settled us down and we played really well. I thought we attacked well today. I thought we defended well today. I think any time you get a clean sheet in the Champions League away from home, that's a good statement to make. And I think just generally how we attacked, there was a feeling we could score at any moment in the game. Okay, 2 of the goals have come from penalties, but we scored 4 away from home. We couldn't have asked any more than that. And there was some good individual performances as well, which was good to see.
Yeah, decent result there for Newcastle, that's for sure. Let's go to John. He's a Newcastle fan. All right, John.
All right, John boy.
Hello.
Hi, John.
Now then, all right, lads.
Yeah, good, mate. Happy?
Yeah. What did you think of Gordon's performance tonight, lads?
I thought all round, I thought Newcastle were excellent. I just heard Eddie Howe there talk about the performance and the result. I thought the opposition weren't particularly great, but you put them to the sword. You know, you made them look the bad side that they are, and that's what I think sometimes you've got to do. But I thought very impressed with Newcastle tonight. And look, there'll be tougher tests ahead. There's no doubt about that. But no, very good all round. I think everyone pulled their weight and very impressive.
Yeah, I went to the Arsenal game at the weekend and they were very, very unlucky. I think Gordon could be the answer to the exact replacement, mate.
He's all right up front, you know. I like him up front. It works his tail off.
Yeah, I don't know whether his finishing is going to be of the level of Isak. I mean, you know, he can do a job, but you certainly wouldn't want him to spend 7 or 8 games on the spin up there.
Oh, true.
You know, but he can do a job. He's a good player, the boy. I think all round, I thought Newcastle looked sharp tonight. They look sharp all over the pitch.
For me, at the moment, Newcastle are the team that I enjoy watching.
I enjoy watching Newcastle play. I agree with that.
Yeah, you know, they're an exciting team to play. You know, you've got some great players. You're exciting, but you know, you might have a bit of a nightmare as well thrown in. But that's what makes it exciting. I have to say, I think you're probably the best team to watch right now.
Yeah, they're probably the best team to watch, I think. But
Do you think they're missing Isak? That's the main thing. That's the question everybody needs to. I don't think they are.
Do you know what I did about Baltimore tonight? I actually thought his hold-up play was good. You know, he brings players in around him. I thought his hold-up play was good, and he's a unit. I mean, it's hard for those lads, especially when they're that size, to be mobile. But he uses his body well.
Yeah.
You know, he knows how to use his body. I thought, you know, he brings players in. He's got pace around him. I mean, that's for sure on both flanks. He's got pace around. Newcastle are, you know, they're a good side when they're on form. No one wants to play Newcastle, and that's why that win at the weekend at Arsenal. Yeah, that's why that win was so huge for Arsenal.
It was a big win, but Nick Pope. I mean, John, the Nick Pope one at the weekend. I don't. Yeah, that kills you. The kick and then flapping it across.
Yeah.
You know that's where your problem lies. I think for me when it comes. to
I think as well. What do you think of Dan Burn at the back? I think he's Champions League level. Or
who's that? Sorry,
Dan Burn. Well, he played for England, so...
Yeah, I don't... what is Champions League level? I mean, if you're playing the Champions League at that level, but if you're talking about at the very highest, like when you get to the knockout stages, when you're up against... I mean, we saw... I know they got beat tonight, Barcelona, but they got some players up there, mate. The way they move the ball. I mean, and then Rashford set up a beautiful pass. I don't know whether at the very, very highest level he's going to be, but you never know. I mean, you know... You don't have to. Yeah. Sometimes it's a bit of good fortune in the Champions League.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I was fully thinking as well. I think they could go far this year in the Champions League. Like
you need a bit of good. You need
a decent draw. That's for sure.
That helps.
They'll get through. That's definitely going to happen. John, listen, thanks for your call. I'm going to go to Andy. He's a Man City fan. All right, Andy.
All right, Andy.
How we doing, chaps? You okay?
I'm good, mate. I'm good.
This is a bit awkward, chaps, because I was sat in the car waiting for the call, but I'm in Asda now, walking around looking for Jasmine Rice, so I apologise.
You're in Asda? Why are you getting Jasmine Rice? Just Jasmine Rice?
Not Declan Rice?
No, I'm batch cooking some chilli for the next couple of days.
Right.
But,
sorry, you do what?
He's cooking chilli. He's in Asda.
I'm in Asda. The only place that's open until 12.
Well, okay, what have you got in your basket now, or your trolley?
So I've got Jasmine Rice, a pack of crumpets,
yeah,
and that's it. That's it at the minute.
By the way, crumpets underrated.
Oh, crumpets, unreal.
People don't talk about crumpets.
Love a good crumpet.
So. These I'm literally stood in the corner of Asda having a conversation about crumpets.
What else? What's missing? What's on your list?
So obviously peppers, mints.
Oh, so you're getting a lot. You're doing a decent chili. What goes in your chili?
Yeah, from scratch. It's not going to be a...
You put mushrooms in your chili?
What?
Mushrooms?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see. Mushrooms go in.
Kidney beans, baked beans.
Kidney beans is a...
Baked beans?
Yeah, kidney bean and baked bean, yeah.
I'm not a big fan of kidney beans on a chili.
What, like Heinz baked beans?
Don't matter. Branson's, don't matter the cheaper end, because you're just going into...
Okay, I mean, look, I'm not knocking it. I'm
not having baked beans.
I've never heard of baked beans in a chili.
No, come on.
Of course, come on, because you're both south of Watford. That's why.
Baked beans in a chili, is that a thing?
Absolutely. Listen, do a poll or a phone in. There's plenty of people that think baked beans in a chili.
You want us to put out a poll on talkSPORT whether we should put baked beans in a chili?
I'd be happy to know.
I'm speaking to my producer here.
Get away from the chili for a second, because I don't want to take your guys' time up. But I phoned in to just say I would do a bit of a sick in my mouth when I listen to Arsenal fans talking about how they're favourites for anything at the minute, because they're just not. I mean,
talkSPORT about 65 to the time.
Club scout's going in to give him pep talks or whatever it is he's doing at the minute.
RAF pilot's going in there.
Yeah. So they ain't winning nothing this year. There's 6 teams in Europe better than them. Liverpool. I don't understand where all this nonsense has come that all of a sudden Liverpool have fallen off a cliff edge just because they've lost a game to a top Palace side and got done in Turkey. They're still significantly better than Arsenal. Arsenal haven't got any kind of bottle when it comes to February, March time. So even if they've got the best team in the league, they're still not winning it. And I think we'll still turn them over at the Etihad. So
right, okay.
As far as City are concerned, we're still off it. We ain't winning anything again this year, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean...
You want to talk about chili, didn't you?
I do.
Yeah,
Can I?
tell.
I want to go back there.
I feel like you want to go back.
Yeah, I do.
You want him to do something in Asda,
Yeah,
don't you?
I do.
Well, what's it? Listen, just get on Google. I'd be shocked.
Do you have a side? Do you have a side dish, Andy? Bit of side dish with a chili.
So rice, wedges, and some Doritos usually.
Any bit of sour cream in there at all? I know that.
No,
you bin that.
No.
Nice bit of sour cream.
Yeah.
Amateurs.
Amateurs. That nonsense.
No, mate, that's good. A bit of sour cream on the side. You dollop that in, mix it together. It's lovely.
Sorry, can I ask another question? Sorry.
Of course you can.
How many people are you making this for?
Me.
Right. It's going to be big though, right?
It'll do me about 4 or 5 meals.
4 or 5 sittings.
So you're eating chili all week.
Well, I'll freeze some of it.
Yeah, it's good shout. You're single, right?
Yeah. What gave you that?
Why was that the question? Just because he's making a chili for himself?
No, listen.
That's bang out of order.
No. It's an educated guess because a man that's walking around Asda phoning talkSPORT Corp.
I was in the car, and your guy phoned back and said,
To be fair,
you're walking around Asda. You're walking around Asda at 11:15 phoning talkSPORT, and you're cooking a chili and freezing it. I'm just trying to put 2 and 2 together. You're a single lad.
But you're telling me that's not your demographic anyway, boys.
No, I'm saying I'm not
all for it.
I'm not criticising at all. By looking at the clock, thinking,
If it
right,
wasn't for
there's no
single
way.
lads having chili at 11:15, you wouldn't have anybody phoning in.
No baked beans going there. We'll throw it out there, right?
Get some crusty bread, mate.
Oh, the crusty bread.
Get some crusty bread, mate.
Yeah.
You know, the old ciabatta bread.
No bread.
No,
you
mean no bread.
The problem you've got now at 11:15, you've got to go and get the half-baked rolls. You've got an air fryer. Stick the half-baked rolls in.
Yeah, in the air fryer.
Bang!
Melt some garlic and butter.
Too much stodge.
No, mate. What do you mean stodge?
No.
Putting baked beans in your chili, mate. You can have some crusty bread.
There's no way you got pot.
Stick some beans in your chili, you'll never look back. I'm promising you.
I tell you what, throw it out there, right?
Right, I'm going to throw it out there. I'm going to text the missus now and say I'm going to put some baked beans in the chili. I'm going to see what she says. I'll let you know. I know what's coming back.
In the chili. Mate, any guy that's phoning at 11:15 talkSPORT while walking in Asda, mate, he ain't got a partner. There's no way.
What?
It's fair enough. No,
it's a good. Listen, it was an educated guess.
Yeah, it was.
It was an educated guess.
Yeah.
No, it's fine.
And then he's freezing it. I'm thinking.
To be fair, it sounds like he's living the dream.
No, it's fine. I mean,
he's doing what he wants, isn't he?
Got a couple of cans in there he didn't mention.
Yeah.
As well. No beans either.
All right, keep your calls coming in. Arsenal fans, Man City fans, Newcastle fans can give us a call as well. You're listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Me, Jamie O'Hara, and Jason Cundy, going to run you through tonight's EFL action. They can't get enough of the Champions League action, though. More to come as well in tomorrow's edition of the talkSPORT Daily for an in-depth Champions League roundup with European football expert Kevin Hatchard. It's available on all podcast platforms. But now it's time to talk odds with talkSPORT Bet and Ambassador Ryan.
Bring it on with talkSPORT Bet. From weekly broadcast boosts to lucky dips and brilliant bet builders, bring it on at talksportbet.com. 18+gambleaware.org.
Yeah, the brilliant talkSPORT Bet, Ryan. He knows so much.
Listen, I've been listening, Jamie. I've been listening from minute one. Okay, we're gonna have some words with you. Hey, we don't make the. Well, I don't make the price. I'm just the messenger. We do make the traders do anyway. 6-5. 6-5 favourites, Arsenal, man. What can you say? They are 6-4. 6-4. So
garbage.
I mean,
absolute garbage.
Well, it is what it is. I mean, Spurs were the favourites to win the Europa League for a long time last season, for a long, long time. And look, they hadn't won it before, had they? So it's one of those. Arsenal fans will be listening and believing, and the odds are indicating that they are the favourites as of right now.
All right. Who are the favourites to win the Champions League? Have you got that in front of you?
Yeah, I have, yeah. Oh, you're not going to like it.
Don't say Arsenal.
Arsenal, the favourites.
Shut up.
Joint.
Shut up.
Joint.
No. You're just making my argument even more. You know that you're talking absolute garbage. Arsenal are the favourites.
Well, they're joint with PSG as it stands. I mean, there's not loads.
They've never won it.
I find that. I have to say, I do find that one.
Does that one shock you, Cundy?
That I could get the Premier League because
it's garbage.
The Champions League one that has. No, we know they're a good side, right? But so basically, they're favourites. So to win the double, they're favourites to win the double.
Yeah, you could say so. Yeah, Arsenal 5-1 for the Champions League, and PSG are joint favourites at 5-1. Then you've got Liverpool at 6-1, joint with Barca at 6-1. So yeah, as it stands, favourites to win the Premier League. And they're favourites to win the Champions League as well.
Unbelievable.
No,
Gooners now in their cars going.
Never heard so much rubbish.
What a time to be alive, you're a gooner.
I know.
You're favourites to win.
Yeah, the odds are backing you up. The odds are backing you up as well now. Is it time to believe?
No.
Is it time to believe?
No. Let's talk about some games that obviously coming up. Feyenoord v Villa. That's live on talkSPORT. What are the odds for that one?
Yeah, they've not started the season particularly well with the Villa, have they? 6 games without winning all comps. It took them a while to get going, but now they've got back-to-back home wins. In 3 days, that was against Bologna and Fulham. Yeah. And they're the favourites for this as well. They are away from home, but they're the favourites. They're on at 13-10. And that said, despite Feyenoord's brilliant start to the league under Robbie van Persie, 19 points available from 21 points. That's some going. And then 19-10, yeah, I know, he's got them cooking. And then 19-10 are the outsiders at home. So I don't know, people might look at that for the Rackers. The draws on at 12-5 as well. I've been scouring as always. Ueda is their main man. 6 goals in 7 games for Feyenoord. He's 39-20. Villa win. Both teams to score. That's the talkSPORT Bet booster. Your beloved talkSPORT Bet, Jamie. They're on at 7-2. And a Tielemans assist is boosted to 19-4. I'm going to look at McGinn though. He scored in their 1-0 win in the last time out against Bologna, and he scored on the weekend as well. 21-4 anytime. If you want a Villa biased bet builder, he might be the man to look for any-time goal scorer.
Right, let's talk about Forest. All of a sudden, can Big Ange pick up his first victory as Forest manager? They play Midtjylland, and they must be favourites here, surely.
Yeah, massive favourites. But you're right, though. I mean, it's not just the first win in Europe they're looking for this season. It's their first win under Ange, full stop. Drawn 2, lost 3, conceded 10. So, I mean, it's
That's a damning stat, that.
Yeah. It's not been good at all. It's not been good at all. Forest are the favourites, though. 2-5 favourites. Midtjylland are 11-2. Now, I'm just putting a little bit of emphasis on that because I tell you, when I'm building my ACCA, I may well look at that. 11-2. Even the draw at 15-4 is just looking appealing for me. I just don't think they've got it right now. But a Forest to win and both teams to score is 15-8. But you could look at a score draw. That is so tempting at 5-1. Or 1-up early payout. I know you like that, Cundy. Midtjylland, 8-5. Yeah. They go 1-up to get paid out.
Okay. That's not a bad one, that's for sure. Dynamo Kiev v Crystal Palace. That's live on talkSPORT 2. What are the odds?
Yeah, they're quite rightly favourites, Palace, for this one, 8-15. I mean, look at it. I mean, it's in Europe top 5 leagues. They have the biggest undefeated streak right now. That's 18 games. It's unbelievable.
Astonishing stuff.
It really is. It really is. So quite rightly favourites at 8-15. Dynamo Kiev are 9-2, which is factoring a few things. I mean, 5 wins in 30 attempts against English sides. That's what we're looking at there. And the draw is on at 31-10. Palace to win and both teams to score is a TalkSport bet booster. I'm really pleased to say that. That's on at 12-5, so that's a really good price. You can look at Mateta to score 2 or more at 100-30 as well, which is quite good. But if you want the value, boys, Palace are favourites to win that competition at 4-1 right now. 4-1, and that's going to be my pick of the day in terms of the odds. 4-1 for that is good.
Yeah. And going back to the Europa League, who are the favourites in that one?
Villa.
They are.
It's the Villa. Yeah, it is. In 5-1.
Basically, all the English clubs are favourites to win all the European trophies.
Yeah, it is. That's how it's looking at the moment, and there's a little bit more of a gap than the other competitions because Roma are on at 8-1. Their second favourites joint with Porto, so it's Villa, Roma, Porto. Forest, for anybody who's interested, is on 9-1, so they're technically third in the betting. So I mean that kind of tells you everything you need to know about the calibre of that competition. If Forest are third favourites, I have to say.
Right now, I'm going to throw you under the bus a little bit, but I'm hoping you better give me the odds on this one. Who are the favourites to win the League Cup?
Oh, I can pull it up for you. I can pull it up.
And then I'm going to ask FA Cup as well.
Why?
Oh, I see what you're doing here.
I'm just trying to find out if Arsenal are favourites to win the quadruple.
So the FA Cup, it's Liverpool at 9-2, then it's City at 5-1, and then it's Arsenal at 6-1. So that kind of
scuppers that. Go on, then. What about a bit of Carabao action?
A bit of Carabao action for you. We've got Manchester City as a favourites at 4-1, joint with Liverpool. So yeah, your argument was nearly there.
Well, I hope they win nothing again. Of course I do, but I just...
All right, Rhino, you're a star, mate. See you later.
Cheers, boys. Take care.
That was a look at the latest odds thanks to TalkSport Bet. Terms and conditions apply. 18+. Begin with dog.
Bring it on with TalkSport Bet. From weekly broadcast boosts to lucky dips and brilliant bet builders, bring it on at talksportbet.com. 18+gambleaware.org.
Let's go to Mike.
He's an Arsenal there, mate. Spitting around, didn't TalkSport Bet. Went a bit quiet, didn't you? Giving all the garbage and that sort of stuff.
What do you mean? Well, we'll see. Let's just say that.
Right.
Mikey.
Hello.
Hello, Mike.
Boys.
How are you?
Baby.
How we doing, mate? You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. You sound like you're out and about as well.
Yeah, I've had a couple of cans, mate. I'm a gooner, obviously, so I was watching the game. But I actually wanted to speak about Gyökeres because I rang up sort of early season just to say that I actually think he'll come good. And I don't know whether you agree with this, but he scored a few goals early doors in the campaign. And I actually think he's been brilliant the last couple of games.
Yeah, he looks a little bit more mobile, looks a bit fitter, actually, a bit stronger. I think...
Getting in between...
I think there's bits to like. Yeah.
And also, Cundy, I think when I rang up last time, I believe you actually said what's good about him is we've now got an out ball, haven't we?
Yeah, well, he's a unit, by the way, and if he the Premier League,
did you see obviously Martinelli's goal tonight?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, he was he bundled his way.
He basically created that, didn't he?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, he bundled his way through, big old unit, smashing people out of the way. And Martinelli'd actually done well. Watched the ball on the post. Could have flummoxed him, but yeah, look, there's you've missed, I think, a presence up top. Any Chelsea fan would have told you that Havertz is not a presence. He's not a number 9. He can do a job. He's somewhere between a 9 and a 10, and he can do a job, but he ain't gonna be enough to win you a major honour, in my opinion. Right?
I think Gyökeres is.
I think he's a different type of centre forward that Arsenal need. He's a presence. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Gyökeres ends up getting let's say 15 Premier League goals this season, and then next year really kicks on.
Right. Mikey, thanks for your call.
Cheers,
Mikey. Keep them coming in. We'll try and squeeze a few more on as well, but we're going to take you through some of the EFL action with our man Jeff Peters next. You're listening to the Sports Bar on TalkSport with TalkSport Bet. Download the new TalkSport Bet app today. 18+. Begin with dog. are listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Me, Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. You're going to hear from Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta. We'll run you through tomorrow's back pages as well, but let's have a run through of all the action in the EFL tonight. Joining us now, talkSPORT's EFL commentator Jeff Peters. All right, Jeff?
Jeffrey.
Hello, chaps. How are you?
Yeah, good, mate. Good. Look, the EFL is coming thick and fast. Plenty of action going on. Talk about tonight's game. Coventry, they're on fire. They won 4-0. Frank Lampard's doing a hell of a job.
Yeah, the top two teams, Middlesbrough and Coventry, are both unbeaten in the Championship this season. 5 wins and 3 draws for Borough. Coventry, they've won 4. They've drawn 4. 22 goals scored in their 8 matches this season. The next highest in the Championship is 14, scored by Bristol City. Yeah. So 4 more goals for them tonight away at Millwall. Not an easy place to go and get a result, but another fantastic performance from Frank Lampard's side. A couple of goals for Haji Wright, Ellis Sims, Kane Kessler Hayden also getting on the score sheet. And I think that they are serious contenders this year. They were there or thereabouts last season. Of course, they were in the playoffs. They lost to Sunderland. And I think that they've taken a step up. They've had a couple of results where they've drawn games where they might have won them. They could have been sort of clear at the top of the table. But I think if you said to most Coventry fans that 8 games into the season, you'd be unbeaten, you'd be the highest scorers, you'll be a couple of points off top, I think they'd have been absolutely thrilled with that. When they get going, when they, the way they knock the ball around at times is incredibly impressive. There will be big challenges this season. Of course, it's the Championship. We know that, and teams will have dips. But they and Middlesbrough have really started well. That said, when you look at the Championship table, you realise how tight it is. You've got Ipswich and Southampton in 13th and 14th. They're 3 points outside. They're 4 points off third, and they're 4 points above the relegation zone. There seems to be a lot of draws this season in the Championship, so it looks incredibly competitive.
Always seems to be, Jeff. Actually, that league table. Whenever you look at it, even there's like half a dozen games left mid-table. If you put a run together, you might get in the playoffs. I want to talk actually about Norwich City, because you're talking about the top two, and rightly so. Stoke City, between them and West Bromwich Albion, who won tonight. West Brom are on a they picked up after it's been a little bit of a dodgy run, but Norwich City, what has happened to them?
Yeah, for the Baggies, couple of defeats and a draw before getting that win last night. They're actually the best. West Brom are actually the best team statistically, which is easier for me to say, away from home this season. 3 wins and a defeat. Nobody has got more than their 9 points in their 4 away games this season. And you look at Norwich's home form, along with Sheffield United and Blackburn. Obviously, Blackburn have played a game fewer, obviously, with the postponement that they had. Yes. But Norwich at home in the league is played 4, lost 4. For the fans at Carrow Road, it's just a miserable time for them at the moment. And in the early table, they've got 8 points. They're a couple of points above the relegation zone. They're only 5 points off 5th. So again, with the table being so tight, but I think when you look at home form, you want that to be a banker really, and then try and pick up a few bits away from home. They've won 2 of their opening 8 games, but the home form is just awful. Josh Madger with a goal 20 minutes into the first half, it's frustrating for them at home. And I was listening to Liam Manning's interview afterwards, and again you could just feel the frustration that was pouring through him. And Norwich fans on social media, some of them want a change of manager who only came in the summer. It's still very early days, but they're not in a particularly good position. But for West Brom, you would think that they would consider that they should be in and around the shake-up come the end of the season. And of course, Norwich, next up for them is Ipswich in the Old Farm Derby this Sunday.
Wow. Massive game.
Yeah, they'll be looking forward to that, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, let's talk about your team, Leicester. They drew against Wrexham yesterday. How are Wrexham looking? Because it looked like they was going to have a bit of a sticky start, but they've picked up. And Leicester, underwhelming?
Yeah, I think underwhelming is a good way to describe that. In terms of Wrexham, they sort of hung in the game last night, and they were able to frustrate Leicester, and because they stayed in the game, there was always a chance that there was going to be an opportunity to score, and they got that. 9 points from 8 games, I think, is a a fair return for Wrexham after promotion. I think that's a really good point for them last night. But in terms of Leicester, probably for 70 minutes, they looked quite comfortable in the game, but they just weren't able to get that second goal. They only had one. In fact, there was only 2 shots on target in the entire game last night, and they both resulted in goals. And I think with Leicester, Marty Cifuentes has come in, and he only came in, 3 weeks before the start of the season, something like that. And he's had 8 league games. They've only lost once, but they have drawn 4 league games in a row. So, but they're still in the top 6 as it stands. They're only 3 points above 14th, but they're 3 points off second. So it has been underwhelming, I think, for Leicester. But, last season was just utterly horrific in the Premier League, and they were losing week in, week out. A new manager has come in. It's not going to be easy, but, the Championship never is. They're not running away with it as they did a couple of years ago under Enzo Maresca. At times, some of the approach football is better than under Maresca in terms of a bit more purpose and energy about them. But the final third is where Leicester have been having the problems. They've had Jordan Ayew playing as a striker. He's not a 9. He's probably a 10. Patson Daka, just a good assist last night, but he just looks so... He's just got no confidence whatsoever. They brought in an Argentine striker who, hasn't really looked that great so far. But listen, we're still so early into the season, and there is a long way to go. So they don't massively look like getting beaten in games, but they don't massively look like putting a 90-minute performance together.
Jeff, one of the most talked about sides in the country, or Wales actually, is Wrexham. Of course, what they've done over the last 3 or 4 seasons, meteoric rise in the Championship. Phil Parkinson, I'm guessing if he just maintains Championship status, that's a successful season for them, or do you think they can do more?
I think after, this is not just a team that has been promoted from League One to the Championship, that has, maybe had several years in League One and has moved up a division. This is a team that's had 3 successive promotions. Yeah. And I think it's a very different scenario for them than it is, say, for Birmingham, who just had the 1 season in League One after getting relegated. And it's Wrexham against Birmingham this weekend, actually. So it's the Hollywood owner.
Yes, that's how it's going to be built, right?
Game this weekend. I think that if Wrexham can consolidate in the Championship, that would be huge for them. This is when the challenges start coming for the owners, because obviously they've had all this period of success, and they seem like amazing people, the owners of Wrexham, and they've done incredible things in the area. And I think they get a little bit of unfair criticism that they've spent all this money, and I don't think they've spent a ridiculous amount of money, but they've obviously backed the manager, and he's responded with getting 3 promotions. But are they going to have the patience to see this as a longer term project? Getting promoted from the Championship to the 4 successive promotions would just be insane. So I think if they can just stick around in the Championship, and then maybe look to invest a bit more next summer, and have a go for the playoffs, because the Championship is such a difficult division. Because you look, Sheffield United got 90 odd points last season, lost in the playoff final. They are bottom of the Championship. I know Chris Wilder's come back. They have had a win, but they've had 7 defeats this season. I don't think anyone would have expected to see the Blades where they are in the table. So it can be a little bit unpredictable at time. I'm guessing people probably didn't expect to see Preston up at 7th in the table, or Stoke have been in relegation battles in the Championship years. So it's such a hard division to call. But from Wrexham's point of view, I think stay up, consolidate, learn, get more experience at this level, and I think that will stand them in good stead.
Jeff, you're a star, mate.
Thanks, Jeff.
As always.
Always a pleasure. Cheers, boys.
Cheers, bro.
Right, that was talkSPORT EFL commentator Jeff Peters with the roundup. We've got back pages coming up in just a moment as well. There's some shocking news, apparently. England's games at next summer's World Cup. You're listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT with talkSPORT Bet. Download the new talkSPORT Bet app today. 18 plus, begin with a dog.
Stop doing them.
Stop.
Mate, you got to stop that.
I don't know what you're on about.
Mate, you can't keep doing them.
It's the baked beans in the chilli. That's what it was.
You got to stop doing that. That's not fair.
We're going to have some fun tonight. Midnight Triv coming up. Help us out. 03717 22 3344. Mikel Arteta, though, he's been speaking to talkSPORT following his side's 2-0 win over Olympiacos in the Champions League earlier. This is what he had to say.
Yeah, with all respect, last season we were looking at, we had 5 academy players there that probably never played professional football in the Champions League. So, yeah, it makes a difference. Today we decided to change 6 players, I think it was, because I want everybody to really be involved and feel part of it. And it was great. And we had the feeling as well that physically we were dropping because we played a really intense match in Newcastle a few days ago. The ones that they come in again, they lifted the level. They help us to win the game, and that's great.
Yeah, it was Mikel Arteta speaking after the game. We'll try and squeeze a few more Arsenal calls on. But now it's time for this.
JC.
talkSPORT Jack Cunningham. All right, Jack?
JC.
Evening, lads. So he's doing any good?
Yeah, good, mate. Got some back pages. Interesting ones to go at. Big story, which is coming out, is the latest show on Earth. It's on the back page of The Sun. Just tell us what this is about.
Yeah, this is not good news if you're an England fan for the World Cup. Basically, FIFA are looking at the idea that we're not going to be playing any midday kickoffs in the World Cup. So that basically essentially means that there will be games kicking off at, well, potentially 11 o'clock at night or 2 a.m. in the morning.
Oof.
And they're games that are going to involve big European teams as well. So the initial idea obviously would be that those teams would play earlier in the day so that it'd kick off at, say, 5 or 8 o'clock in Europe, because that's when we know that's what the broadcasters want and that's what's easier for fans to watch.
Yeah.
But look, because of the heat and what happened in the Club World Cup, they are looking at going to moving the games back. And even though there's some stadiums that have got roofs on them, so I think it's 5 of the 16 stadiums have roofs, it's not practical for all of those games to start earlier in the day, even with the roof on. So it's going to be some late nights for England fans, potentially.
I mean, late night for the sports bar.
Yeah. Sports bar will be coming on at 4 a.m, mate.
Oh, mate. Imagine I've got to do shows with Cundy that are phoning at 3 a.m.
And you'll have to do the watch-along as well.
Oh,
watch along going again.
I'm thinking about it now. It's a disaster.
Watch-along comes here.
Imagine a watch-along with Cundy at 2 o'clock in the morning.
3 a.m.
I'll bring me onesie. Go to sleep, mate. Anyway, talking about World Cup, 3 sides set, says the back page of the Times. 3 English sides set for Club World Cup. It's only just finished, the inaugural one. It's not for another 4 years. Why is this a story?
Yeah, it's a fair point. I think that they are already looking at expanding it, essentially. So they've took some feedback from other European teams. So look, the Club World Cup didn't have Liverpool in it, it didn't have Napoli in it, it didn't have Barcelona in it, who were teams who all won their respective leagues last season. And the idea is that probably shouldn't be the case, and the teams who win the leagues should be actually in the competition. So they're looking to expand it. I'm trying to think how many teams there was actually in it, to be fair, but they're going to make it bigger. 32, yeah. So they're looking to make it bigger. I think it's 48 they're looking at, so it would be the same size. As
no one needs this. The football calendar doesn't need.
I know it doesn't need it.
Honestly,
I know.
We're looking at Chelsea now,
and UEFA are against it. So UEFA are already against it.
But you're looking at Chelsea now. The injuries, PSG, the injuries. No, No one needs it. No one has ever asked for a Club World Cup during the summer. No one's ever asked for it ever.
No, and they also want to make it every 2 years as well. FIFA. So, do you know what I mean?
This is unbelievable stuff.
Yeah.
Where is this going to stop? There's no break. There's no break anymore. There's no break.
No. You know, because as you say, like if you think about like this year, this was meant to be a year, no major international tournament, whatever. But then, how many players were at the Club World Cup playing? Like there was quite a lot. And if you look at, as you said, Cundy made a good point. If you look at Chelsea's injuries at the moment, on Saturday against Liverpool, I think they're going to have to play Badiashile and Achimpong at centre back because of numerous defensive injuries.
Got the same problem.
PSG have got the same problem. So tonight, PSG obviously beat Barcelona, but they didn't have numerous huge players that they would normally have.
I just don't think. Anyway, look, it's no point in us talking about it.
No, but it's one of those, isn't it? It does feel like it's just going to never end. It's just going to consistently, they're going to keep trying to put more and more in the football calendar until you drive these footballers into the absolute ground, and that's where we're at.
But then I think what will happen, and I hope I'm wrong, but if you are missing some of the best players in the world in next summer's World Cup, which is obviously that it's their showpiece, FIFA,
of course,
or the standard,
you would hope so, but it just feels like
I feel like it's driving the fans away a little bit as well, though. There's so much football on, but it's so expensive to go and watch football now, and there's so many games on, like Spurs Champions League. They're not filling it.
No, they didn't sell out the first game, did they? Spurs,
no, and it's just like look, it's overpriced, but when there's just so many fixtures and so many games, so many tournaments, like it's just football all the time.
Yeah,
you do need a rest from it.
You need a rest because you need to miss it.
Yeah.
You need to miss it. You need to get to the point where you're waiting for it to come back. I mean, look, I'm obviously not a Chelsea or Man City fan or whatever, but I really did not watch any of the Club World Cup because I was like, you know what, I just need a break.
Yeah.
Like, I want to look forward to the Premier League coming back.
Yeah.
And that's what it was for me. So I was pleased I took the break because then when the Premier League came back, I could look forward to it. But it's just constant. I don't know how many weeks we even go through the season where we don't have some form of football now.
It's crazy. I mean, it's great. It's great for us, but it does. Players must be suffering. I mean, they are getting run into the ground. They are getting run, especially at the top level.
Yeah,
they really are. God knows what they're going to look like in 10, 15 years' time.
Like me.
Yeah, probably like you.
But much richer.
Yeah, a lot richer. Yeah, on the back of a yacht. On the back page of the Star, it's got gates shut for United.
Yeah, so Gareth Southgate is suggesting that he will not take the Manchester United job if they do sack Ruben Amorim. So he's been linked with the Manchester United job, but the reports there are saying that he wouldn't consider it. He's not in a rush to get back to football. I've got to be honest, not sure I believe it, to be fair. I feel like if they do sack Amorim and Manchester United propose to Gareth Southgate and say to him, do you want to come and take the Manchester United job? I think that's quite a hard thing to turn down because, his last club job was actually Middlesbrough. A long, long time ago. Since then, obviously, did a brilliant job with England. But the chance to come back as the Manchester United manager, I don't know. I feel like it's a hard thing to turn down. And he's got a very strong relationship with Dan Ashworth. So they were extremely closely together at the FA. Obviously, Dan Ashworth isn't there anymore. So obviously he was linked with the Manchester United job.
He's probably also getting some inside information, right, of how much of a mess
it is.
Yeah, because Dan Ashworth's not there. But he's not going to have too many nice things to say, is he?
No, he's not. But certainly the way they treat him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
Gareth Southgate will probably know. That rings alarm bells to me. That Gareth Southgate would be like, no, straight away.
Yeah.
Because that's saying to me that he knows from inside that football club that they are in disarray. And he don't want to be a part of it.
Yeah, it does. No, that's a fair point. Like, because as you say, I would feel like Southgate would want to jump at that. But yeah, the suggestions are that he wouldn't. And Amorim, we've talked about it so many times. It does feel like he's kind of just waiting to be sacked now. He wants that payoff. He's got a month to go until he gets that. He can get that £13 million payoff. I don't know what it'd be after if they do sack him after, but I still don't get wrong. He's still got a decent payoff, won't he?
Wait a month.
Yeah,
he's not going to get a manager, ain't he? So he might.
They should be getting their ducks in a row. It sounds like they're trying to get their ducks in a row.
What's on the talkSPORT website?
Yeah, well, Newcastle. Why not? We won. So 4-0 win against Union.
Surprised you're not here.
Yeah, did you have a shirt on earlier?
No, I was in the pub watching it. So, so Nick Walter-Marder made history. So he became Newcastle's first player to score on his first Premier League start and Champions League start. And look, it's early days, but I am impressed by him.
Yeah,
I really, really like him. I think what I've seen of Walter-Marder so far is a striker who has adapted to the Premier League already. I think his hold-up play is unbelievable.
He's quite
genuinely
as well,
unbelievable.
He's not electric, but he's got something about him.
He really has. And tonight, I mean, look, you could argue it's a lucky finish, or you could also say it was a clever finish. It doesn't matter.
He's definitely meant it.
Exactly, yeah. And then and you know what? It was just. Yeah, I thought just the way he brought the players into the game, and I feel like he's played well in basically every game so far. So obviously scored in his debut.
Should have gone down though when Gabriel slapped around the chops.
He definitely, he got punched in the face.
Should have gone down. Well,
I know, he should have done. No, he should have done. And he'll learn that, I suppose. But then equally, the week before, he went down in the box when he got pulled down by Diakite.
Yeah.
By the Bournemouth defender, and he didn't get a penalty for that because it was he's a big man, whatever. So maybe he kind of
pulled
thought
his shirt, but he fell the wrong way.
that was a penalty though.
He's pulled his shirt. I mean, yeah, if he gives it, you're going to. I don't. It's not a VAR one though. But no, he's.
It was a penalty. It was a penalty.
I don't know. I mean,
I think it was a penalty. But either way, I think that Walter-Marder has made a really good start.
He's nuisance. He's a nuisance.
Really enjoy him. What I've seen of him, and I think that when you got Langer and Gordon run off him, and once that all mixed together, Newcastle will be absolutely fine.
Jack, you're a star, mate. Thank you.
Cheers, I'll catch you later.
All right, those are your back pages. Right, we've got Midnight Triv. Help us out. Give us a call. 03 717 223344.